just wanted to mention, my skin feels so good, is that I, the smell does not bother me with the P50 anymore. When I first started using it, to me, it reminds me of the smell of like watercolor paints. And I literally, anytime I used it, I would think, oh my gosh, it smells like watercolors that I used to use like in college. I just love the smell so much. And you can see my skin drinks it up, literally drinks up P50. So the other thing I mentioned was that when I was at Neiman Marcus, I noticed when I was testing out any of the products there, she would bring out the products from the back where they do the facials to, if she didn't have a sample, and she would give me a portion size that was maybe 2 to 3 times what the portions kind of come out in any of the products. For example, like any of the pumping serums, finishing serums, she would give me like a huge quarter size amount versus the, like, when you just spray it once, like a quarter of the quarter size comes out, if you know what I'm saying. So I've noticed that I like to use, when it comes to like quintessential serums and finishing serums, I kind of double the product amount that I'm using, because if you just use those 1 and 2 drops, I think that the product might just kind of absorb onto your fingertips versus like staying on a surface that can be absorbed and transferred, if that makes any sense. Like if you have dry hands, the product might kind of just like stick to your dry hands versus transferring to your face. So I like to really make sure that I have something and I feel like I'm applying the product versus just going at it. So I've kind of increased the amounts that I am using, which is not really necessary if you want to really conserve your product. But I've also noticed that if I'm not using certain things, they get close to the expiration date. So that's just kind of my tip. And I'm at this point where I want to use up my products, especially the ones I like. I want them to work and be effective, and I want to try new products. So I'm not in the point of conserving every last drop. So that's kind of one thing that I did notice. And a final tip I noticed from my salesperson at Neiman's was that she had said it's so funny when she has clients come in, because she knows who's a Biologique Recherche shopper and consistently uses Biologique products, because they aren't like the normal clientele who are shopping all of the other counters. They wear less makeup, they look more natural in terms of beauty, and it kind of just reminded me when we were in France how nobody really wore makeup, and I felt like I kind of stuck out like a sore thumb because we were visiting Paris and I had full fake lashes and everything, which I don't have right now. But in France, they really value skincare versus makeup, and Biologique Recherche is a French company, and it's just interesting to see kind of the difference. And now that my skin has really been perfected, I don't really feel the need to wear so much makeup, and this is like almost nothing because my P50 took off my serum de teint. So I do have microbladed ombre eyebrows, so that I would look probably a little bit different if I didn't have that, but that does frame my face a little bit. But I will say I am really happy with my skin and the products I'm using and trying out. So yeah, thank you guys for checking in on this video. If you have any tips or comments about Biologique Recherche, please leave them down below. I try to make videos about Biologique Recherche and kind of evaluating each product one by one, because I, as a consumer, and when I first started shopping the brand, I noticed that I was kind of confused about what I was buying and for what purpose, and I had to make some costly mistakes. So I just want to review each product one by one so people kind of know what it's about, what it's doing to my skin tone as, a 30-year-old woman living in Southern California, and maybe there's some takeaways you guys can apply to the purchases you're making in the future. But yeah, thanks guys for clicking on my video, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye now.